guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Ella, and today I'm sitting next to this daunting, I don't want to say little pile because it's not little. Okay, today I need to tell you guys something. I have a problem. I may or may not be addicted to saddle blankets. I'm going to leave this now out in the open, considering I'm filming a video about the 20 saddle blankets I have, not including the risers I own. And I only have one horse. But it's okay. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that has way too many saddle blankets for the one horse. But I mean, how many outfits can you have? So you need to pick your battles, I guess. So I thought today that I would show you guys each of the saddle blankets that I own. Majority are dressage pads, one jump, and then a few all-purpose. We'll start with the all-purpose. I thought we'd work from the worst to the best kind of situation. I have a lot of Roma. So if you're not from Australia, we have a brand, I'm assuming they're an Australian brand, called Roma. It's basically like cheap and, not that they're that cheap anymore, but it's just cheap riding gear. So this navy blue one I have had for quite a while. I use this mainly for jumping because I don't have any jump pads besides one. And I find it fine. I have thrashed it. There's no holes. There's a tiny bit of rubbing on the binding at the bottom here, but it's nothing major. I've found it fantastic, and I would highly recommend Roma stuff if you're looking for cheap training gear. My next two, I'll show them together because they're very, very similar and both as terrible as the other, are my, well, I don't want to say terrible, they're the Horze, so Horze brand. This lovely green, wow, and a very, very faded black. Basically, the reason why I'm showing these together is because I don't remember the last time I used either one of these. They are in my like beach riding pile, so basically if I want to go somewhere or take my horse swimming or whatnot, and I don't want to damage whatever saddle blanket I'm using, or I don't want to care about damaging the saddle blanket I'm using, I use either one of these. So they are like my backups. Why do I have backups? It's a very good question, but it's something that I've accumulated in the years. I also have this one here, which is another backup. It is a Showmaster. Yeah, Showmaster. I got this. I think this was my first ever saddle blanket I ever brought, actually. I got it online on a cheap website. Someone will be able to tell me what it is. But I can't tell you if I've ever used it. I know I brought it. Oh, this does not look used at all. There is like not a hair. Wow, that's good. This is also in my to be used at a beach pile. Next, I have my PEI. It's the anti-rub protection all-purpose saddle blanket. I actually just brought this one off a girl on Facebook, so I haven't used it yet. My plan is to use it for jumping. I was told that it was a jump, but it is a general purpose, which is fine, doesn't bother me. Same thing, whatever. Yeah, I just wanted a plain jump saddle blanket that I could use, that I knew wasn't going to be, I don't know, causing him any strife. Because my weight slamming on his back is not going to be any good for him, so we need to help him out as much as we can. So this one I thought was a great place to start, and I got it really, really cheap as well because she didn't like it. So, whatever, that'll do for me. Next one is my red Roma. I have also thrashed the hell out of this. Had this for years. I can insert some photos here of me using it when I was very young. Well, not very young, but quite a few years ago. But I love it. I have thrashed it. I have jumped in it. I have ridden dressage in it. But I love it. It has actually barely no rub marks considering how much I have used it. It's got like the cotton pulling that you get on material, but other than that, I mean, you can't really tell unless you're close up. Far away, you can't see it at all. So I love it. Roma is seriously, it's really not bad. It's also got this, I'm assuming fake sheepskin at the top of the wither. Can't tell you if it does anything, but it feels nice, so. Now, my beautiful jump saddle blanket is my Weatherbeater AirTech. It's one of their relatively new, brand new lines that they have come out with. It is super thin. I have never used it because Beachy tried to kill himself. So it is just waiting for that magical rainy day when he is no longer injured and I can actually jump him. I love the colour. I'm hoping that this year, if we actually get out competing, our colours are going to be like a maroony, navy bluey situation like every other person does. But, you know, I love it, so it doesn't matter. I then have my competition saddle blankets. This, I think, was an impulse buy. I've never used it. It has gold binding, and I have a grey jacket. So it wasn't really the smartest idea I've ever had in my lifetime. So this will probably go up for sale very, very shortly. It's a thin saddle blanket, but it's like a white, a creamed white. Perfect for dressage. Just not really sure how I'm feeling about this with my jacket, but we all make mistakes, right? Otherwise, my trusty Roma white saddle blanket, I'm not doing high enough competitions, mate. I haven't even taken him out to competition at all yet. So there's no point me having an expensive competition saddle blanket when I can have expensive general use saddle blankets, right? So I just got a cheap one. I'm pretty sure I got this like massively on sale from Horseland Underwood. Oh, that's right. I haven't mentioned anything. Basically all of my Roma saddle blankets, all of the ones I mentioned previously right now, and my weather beater, I've all gotten from Horseland Underwood. So including this one. This next Roma, now we're going on to my dressage saddle blankets. This one I got from my beautiful friend Amy when I first brought Beachy. It's a cute training pad. Great for just throwing on and not having to worry about getting things dirty, because that is the one issue with buying expensive saddle blankets, is I don't want to use them half the time because I don't want to ruin them because I spent so much money on them. So it's trying to find days where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care about throwing $150 into the trash. Ugh. But you know, I have this CRW. I can't tell you where I brought this. I have a feeling I got it off a friend around 6 years ago. Ages ago. I have absolutely thrashed it. It is disgusting. I can't get any of these stains out no matter how hard I try, but it is the perfect throw on in the paddock saddle blanket. If you just want a little pop of white, but you don't want to look, I don't know, too fancy. I really like it because it can give me an idea of what he will look like when he's all nice and pretty for a show, but without actually putting an expensive saddle blanket on him. So, does the job. Another Roma. So yes, I got this from Horseland Underwood. I have used this one a lot. I got this when I was leasing Maggie, and it has just followed on with me ever since. It's got this really nice mesh. I think they call it the Easy Wick material on the inside, so it doesn't get super sweaty. It's a nice thickness as well, actually. I don't really like super thin pads, and I don't like super thick pads, so it's a nice in the middle. And the blue is gorgeous. If you don't realize, I really like blue. Then I have this Weather Beater AirTech, I think they call it sand dressage saddle blanket. Ugh. I also got this from Horseland Underwood while Beachy had pneumonia, so it's only been used a handful of times, but I think it looks gorgeous on chestnuts. It looks so, so nice. It doesn't have their Airwick material. It's got more of a soft material. I don't know what you would call that, so I can't tell you. I'll have to take note of how much he sweats next time to see whether or not this makes him hotter, because it's such a soft, whereas the other is a breathable mesh type material. I'll have to see. But other than that, it is gorgeous. It's a really nice colour and it's a really nice shape. It sits really nicely under my saddle. It's a little bit thinner than I would normally like, but what can you do? What can you do? Then we go to the other extreme. I have another Weather Beater, which is a dressage in the colour Lake, which I got from, yet again, Horseland Underwood. I also got this when I had Maggie. It has their breathable material on the inside. I have used this a lot. I do like it. I do find it a tiny bit too thick, and I don't really like the shape of it. But that is just my personal preference. Like, personally, I'm not a huge fan of all of the Ankies and like the pads shaped like this, but it's just me. Just me. I just don't really like the big blocks of lines, things like that. But each to their own. It's still a great saddle blanket. I do have matching polo wraps and it does look gorgeous on. So, just another one to add to the pile. I then have, oh wow, yet again another Roma saddle blanket. It is like a satiny blue colour. It's got this gorgeous silver binding. I got it from Horse Lane Underwood. It has their breathable mesh on the inside. It is filthy though. The one problem with this like satin-like material is it picks up the dust so easy. I had to give it a brush off before I filmed this video, and you can still, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can still see it. Which sucks because it's such a gorgeous colour, so you just got to keep it clean and then it's fine. But it's nice. It's not too thin. Maybe it's a little thinner than I would normally like. But it's relatively soft. It's got nice padding. From what I can remember, it's pretty breathable. See, the one issue with filming this right now is I haven't ridden in like 3 weeks. So who am I to say? I can't even bloody remember. Next would be this Zilco dressage blanket, saddle blanket. Oh my god, my brain is gone. I love this. I have had this saddle blanket for, I would say, at least 5 to 6 years, and you couldn't tell. Like, there is barely any pulling. They've got gems all the way along the sides. I don't think I've lost any of them, or if so, maybe 1 or 2. Like, I absolutely love it. It's got this gorgeous fake sheepskin, I'm assuming, on the inside against the wither, like one of my first ones I showed you had. It is fantastic. And it is that like middle of the range like thickness, so it's not super thick and it's not super thin. So this is something that I like and I find really useful. I don't think, it doesn't get too sweaty. I mean, just look at it. It does not look 5 years old, and I use this all the time. Like, honestly. Zilco, you've done me proud. Next one is my little baby. Spoke about this in my last video, so I won't jabber on. But again, Horse Lane Underwood. Ugh. Sponsor me. But yeah, absolutely love this ash blue Escadron Heritage saddle blanket. It is the cotton one. It's not the fancy expensive one because I couldn't afford it at the time. It's got a really nice breathable mesh on the inside. I have used this and I haven't washed it since I've used it, like recently. I have washed it, just I haven't washed it after I last used it. And it comes up really, really well. Besides the sweat marks that it has, which is a little bit of a shame, but other than that, I absolutely love the colour, I love the fit, and I love the thickness. So what can you do? Second last, I have my Shockamole, which again I got from Horse Lane Underwood. I got this one, I had Maggie, and I absolutely loved it on her, and I absolutely love it on Beachy. I was a little bit surprised. I didn't think I would like the orange on a chestnut, but for some reason, I don't know if it's the grey binding or just the fact that it's Shockamole, but it looks fantastic, and it really makes him pop. This is slightly, no, it is definitely thinner than the Escadron, but I still quite enjoy it because it's rather padded. It doesn't go disgusting with sweat, which is fantastic. It shows up really, really well. It washes relatively well. There's only a few like tiny parts that there's rubbing, I guess, but I have also used this so much that it doesn't surprise me. And lucky last, I have my little baby, my Equestrian Stockholm, that I'm obsessed with, but someone also please buy it off me because it's too small for my horse. But it is amazing. It is a fantastic thickness. I didn't find, well, I mean, I've ridden in this twice and you can't really tell at all. It is just fantastic. They are really, really well made, and I really need to buy another one. But, you know, what can you do? That's it. Holy God, I cannot believe I have that many saddle blankets for one horse. And yet this morning I spent half of the morning online shopping for another one. someone send some help. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please don't encourage another video like this, because I don't need another excuse to buy more saddle blankets. If you'd like to see me put all of these on my horse, I would be rather excited to see how he handles it. But yeah, let me know. Hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye.